Good morning. Welcome to class today. Today it's Hannah and me, Phoebe. The first song we're going to sing is The Lord is My Shepherd.
The Lord is my shepherd, I'll walk with him always. He leads me through green pastures, I'll walk with him always. Always, always, I'll walk with him always. Always, always, I'll walk with him always. The Lord is my shepherd, I'll walk with him always. He leads me by still waters, I'll walk with him always. Always, always, I'll walk with him always. Always, always, I'll walk with him always. The Lord is my shepherd, I'll walk with him always.
The next song is Jesus Loves the Little Children.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, black, and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, brown, yellow, black, and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Next, we're going to sing He's Got the Whole World.
He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands.
Last week we ended our story by Jacob building an altar to remember the promises of God and meeting God. After that, Jacob went on a journey. He walked and saw a well covered by a large stone, and there were 3 flocks of sheep eating nearby.
Jacob asked the servants, "Where are you from?" They said, "We're from Haran." Jacob then asked them, "Do you guys know Laban?" That was Jacob's uncle. And the servant said, "Yeah, he's well. Here comes his daughter Rachel with his sheep."
When Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of his uncle Laban, Jacob rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered his uncle's sheep. Jacob told Rachel who he was. Then he kissed her and cried. He was so happy. Then Rachel ran to tell her father.
Laban invited Jacob to stay with them. A month later, Laban said, "Just because you are related to me, you shouldn't work for free. Tell me how much I should pay you."
Laban had 2 daughters. The older one was called Leah, and the younger one was called Rachel.
Jacob was in love with Rachel, and he said, "I'll work for you for 7 years in return for your younger daughter, Rachel."
Jacob served 7 years to marry Rachel, but it only seemed like a few days to him because he loved her.
At the end of the 7 years, Laban, Jacob's uncle, held a wedding feast. But Laban gave Leah and not Rachel to Jacob as his bride.
Because Leah's face was covered during the wedding day, it was not until the next morning that Jacob discovered he had married Leah and not Rachel.
He got tricked. Jacob was really angry, and he said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? I served you for Rachel, didn't I? Why did you trick me?" Laban told Jacob, "Usually our older daughters get married before our younger ones, but I will allow you to marry Rachel in return for another 7 years' work."
Jacob agreed. In 1 week, Rachel became Jacob's wife, and Jacob had to work another 7 years for Laban.
Jacob's family grew and grew, and his family had 12 sons.
This family is full of tricksters.
Remember how Jacob tricked his brother Esau for the blessing of the first son, and then Jacob tricked his blind dad for the final blessing?
Yeah, in this story, Jacob's uncle Laban tricked Jacob by telling him that he would let him marry Rachel after working for him for 7 years. But then, on the day of the wedding, Laban actually gave his older daughter, Leah, to marry Jacob.
Wow. Jacob had to promise to work another 7 years so that he could marry Rachel, the one who he loved.
Jacob loved Rachel so much. He was willing to work so many years to marry her.
Hey, that makes me think of how Jesus loves us so much that he would do everything to show us his love. Jesus left his home in heaven to come to earth, and he died on the cross to show us how much he loved us.
Yeah, and Jesus wasn't tricked, but he had to talk to a lot of tricky people while he was on earth, just so he could show us how much he loved us.
The last Sunday of the month. You know what that means. The last week of this memory verse. Let's do it together. And remember, I am with you always to the end of the age. Matthew 28:20b. What to do? After this, draw a picture of today's story and have your mom and dad send it in. Also, send a video of you doing the memory verse for this month. Thanks for joining us. See you next week. Bye.